So, bitch.
StreetEmpireMusic.com.
See them fuck boys, we had to call them out. Show them niggas what we all about. Seen them flexing at the Waffle House. Paramedics picked them up at the Waffle House. See them fuck boys, we had to call them out. Show them niggas what we all about. Seen them flexing at the Waffle House.
Today we are going to be in oration stream for our audio listeners or our visually impaired viewers. This is going to be pretty much me reading straight out of the textbook. The sanctity of the scene, crime, clean rooms, and the shadows of concealment. Imagine a crime scene, not as a chaotic sprawl of blood and broken glass, but as a sterile clean room in a semiconductor fab, where the air hums with filtered precision, every particle tracked, every movement logged, and the slightest contamination could render the entire operation worthless. In both realms, the goal is purity, to preserve the raw truth of what was, untouched by the meddlers who follow. A clean room demands gowns, gloves, and protocols to shield silicon wafers from dust that could etch fatal flaws into a chip. A crime scene demands the same isolation to shield evidence from the entropy of time, weather, or worse, human interference. Step wrong and the artifacts you're building or investigating crumbles. The analogy sharpens when you consider that in a clean room. The product is the evidence of intent. Every layer deposited with deliberate engineering. At a crime scene, the blood splatter or discarded fiber is the unintended confession of the act. Violate either, and you're not just lost data, you've authored a new fiction. Enter the chain of custody, the unyielding ledger that transforms scattered clues into a courtroom weapon. It's not the physical evidence that holds the power, it's the trail of that evidence. A bureaucratic spine of timestamps, signatures, and seals, proving it hasn't been laundered through doubt. Why? Because evidence is malleable, a Rorschach blot for narratives, a fingerprint can be planted, a video timestamp fudged, a witness's memory coached. But a flawless chain, that's the anchor. Courts have tossed cases on chain breaks alone. Think about United States versus Linesdale in 1985, where a single mishandled tape derailed an espionage conviction. Because the tape lied, but because the handling invited the lie. All right, if y'all understood. This is intense, bro. Oh my. Keep it coming, though. Keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. Try to read this while you're doing that. I'm going to. I'm going to keep reading it. Physical evidence is the body. Chain of custody is the coroner's oath. Without it, you're not proving a crime. You're auditioning suspicions. In the clean room parallel, it's the fab log. Skip an entry, and your yield plummets from 99% to forensic farce. And here's the gut punch. The true crimes aren't the acts that created the trauma. It's the cover-ups that erase it. Cover-ups aren't footnotes. They're the sequel that rewrites the franchise. They turn a clean room into a hazmat zone, seeing contaminants that metastasize long after the lights go out. Watergate wasn't just a bungled burglary. It was an 18.5-minute tape gap that shreds docs. Okay, that's it, dude. I am now changing my audio on OBS to my fucking speakers, dude, so people can know what I have to deal with. But keep it coming. The people need to know.
No, we have to try to time it perfectly, though. We have to try. Right. We have to try and time it perfectly.
All right, they can hear your voice though. It says recorded, so you just keep it sound lips unless you want to be on it.
Yeah. We just gotta be super quiet. But yeah, we have to time the sound cues perfectly.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck me up, fam. As the Senate Watergate Committee unearthed in 1973, the scandal's venom lay in the obstruction, the hush money, the perjury, the command to stonewall. True to your nod, this echoes the deeper ethic unearthed in those hearings. The obligation to decline unlawful orders, not just when they breach the letter of the law, but its spirit. Echoing Article 92 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, the duty to obey lawful orders, and the Nuremberg trials, rejection of the superior's orders defense, when John Dean testified that local to Nixon meant ignoring the Constitution's guardrails, the committee hammered home obedience to illegality isn't duty, it's complicity. Refuse the order that twists justice, because the spirit of the law is liberty, not the loophole.
I'm not fucking leaving!
He says nothing. Nihil deceit. In context, Latin nihil deceit historically applies in situations where someone, by not responding to a legal obligation, implicitly accepts the consequences of their silence. In modern times, it could be likened to a default judgment or a party's failure to act or respond results in ruling against them. This is the fallacy exposer. A public official's failure to disclose critical information may violate ethical or legal obligations, resulting in severe consequences, such as removal from office or criminal charges, and sometimes even jail. But it constitutes treason only in extreme cases involving intentional betrayal of freedom isn't then rogue rebellion, it's the outlaw's creed. Questioning the manipulators who weaponize language, turning national security into a gag order, or due process into delay. In a world of engineered omissions, the original thinker isn't the outcast, they're the canary, singing against the gas. Chain your custody to the spirit, refuse the unlawful, expose the fallacy. The cover-up crumbles, and the truth fabs its way back. What's your next rating pool? Chain of custody breaches, turning controversies into established facts. Chain of custody refers to the documented chronological process that tracks the collection, handling, transfer, storage, and disposition of evidence from the moment it is discovered until it is presented in court. This includes detailed records such as timestamps, signatures of individuals involved, storage conditions, and analysis performed. Its literal purpose is to ensure the evidence remains authentic, unaltered, and free from contamination or tampering, thereby making its integrity for legal proceedings. Breaches occur when this chain is broken, though errors like improper documentation, unauthorized access, mislabeling, delays in transfer, or environmental exposure that could alter the item. Common examples include failing to seal evidence bags properly, storing biological samples without refrigeration, or allowing unauthorized personnel to handle items at a crime scene. A breach transforms controversies, initial doubts, or debates about the evidence reality into verifiable facts by providing concrete proof of mishandling or potential manipulation. What starts as a speculative claim, this evidence might have been tampered with, becomes an undisputable reality when records show gaps such as missing signatures or unexplained time lapses, which courts can cite as facts.
You need to shut the fuck up!
This shift happens because the breach itself becomes evidence of systemic failure or intent to obscure truth, eroding trust in the entire investigative process. For instance, in high-profile cases,
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer.
Chain can lead to evidence suppression, acquittals, or public scrutiny that cements the controversy as fact, or incompetence, or cover-up. For instance, in high-profile cases, a broken chain can lead to evidence suppression, acquittals, or public scrutiny that cements the controversy as a fact of incompetence.
Oh yeah, Daddy!
Legally under the rules of a broken chain to authenticate evidence. A breach flips the narrative, making the controversy a factual defect that weakens or dismantles the case. Case study.
Daddy, chill.
Bystander removal of a Camry memory card witnessing a public assassination during an active crime scene. Consider a scenario like a public assassination, where immediate evidence
I
am the chaotic environment, potential for rapid contamination or loss. In this instance, a memory card from a bystander's camera. Oh, that was it. That was.
Yep, you're banned.
Yep, that's it right here. This sentence right here was actually written by an AI to kind of dissuade and also mislead. Strike this sentence.
Shut the fuck up. Fucking dork.
Dude, I used to have one. Oh my god, dude, Mantis. Mantis.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Mantis remembers this one I had, dude. I had this one soundboard that was like, "Hi, my name is Andrew Tate, and you are a fucking nigga."
Okay, let me get back on the subject.
Alright, yeah, let's get on the subject.
Bystander removal of a camera memory card witnessing a public assassination. So the memory card is a witness.
Like it.
So in this instance, a memory card from the bystander's camera capturing footage of the event must be seized on site by law enforcement to preserve raw, unedited visuals that could identify perpetrators or timelines. The denotative process starts with the officer documenting the seizure, noting the exact time, location, the card's condition, and sealing it in a tamper-evident container with a unique identifier.
No.
Then transferred to a forensic lab where digital copies are made under controlled conditions to avoid alteration. Law enforcement is responsible for securing the crime scene until forensic experts arrive, ensuring no authorized access or tampering occurs. However, a breach, such as a delaying documentation, allowing unsecured access during transport, or failing to log investigative extractions, turns potential controversies, was the footage edited to hide details, into facts. If records show the card was handled by unauthorized parties or stored improperly, this becomes factual evidence of compromise. In historical cases like the JFK assassination, chain of custody such as forensic chain establishment, alteration that persists in similarity in modern context. Immediate retrieval in events like attempted assassinations can secure digital evidence, but breaches such as unlogged access solidified claims of tampering as factual lapses, potentially leading to dismissed charges of public distrust. As you can see, in the determination to garnish more views for their online blogging platforms, the V1 visual engineer stands on Charlie Kirk's assassination chair.
I'm just gonna go wipe my ass and finger my fucking urethra then, goddammit! Fuck!
Some abominable act. So let's go and look into law enforcement statements. A valid indicator.
Get to the mower!
Not a mere fallacy. The principle that false statements from law enforcement through inconsistencies such as conflicting timelines, impossibilities, claiming evidence where physics or logic disproves it, or incompetence, basic procedural errors, expose underlying crimes more than the physical evidence itself.
Alright, well, you're about to experience the BBC.
It's not inherently a fallacy. It often holds up as a sound logic in legal and investigative contexts. This stems from the fact that such statements can indicate intent to deceive, which courts treat as evidence and cover up under statutes like 18 U.S.C. 1001, which is observed in federal courts. Under the chapter title of false statements, which is actually a very broad heading. While physical evidence provides direct links to a crime, false statements amplify exposure by undermining credibility, leading to broader scrutiny that reveals systemic issues or hidden motives. The logic is valid because inconsistencies can be impeached in court, suppressing evidence or dismissing cases entirely, as seen in Franks v. Delaware, 1978, where deliberate falsehoods in affidavits invalidate warrants and expose investigative misconduct. For example, if police reports such as a suspect was arrested at a time proven impossible by video timestamps,
I am going to commit great crime. I'm going to bust nut in water tower.
why the lie occurred, potentially uncover evidence or bias. In cover-up scenarios like Watergate,
That's right.
initially
Where she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. She didn't go. That's where she goes.
I wonder if that racist wizard is here.
a single tape as they signaled a coordinated deception. However, it's overlooked.
I called for help twice, and not a fuck you. What do you need for nothing?
I want to score! Put me in, coach!
Who, me?
I'm gonna come in your pink room.
Why you bullying me? Bitch, why you bullying me? Everyone asked.
But yeah, we really want to break it down. Like, we have this officer right here. He's the one supposed
How'd
to
he
be
doing?
securing the forensic zone. If he was actually doing his job, there'd be a 15-foot circle perimeter emanating around Charlie so that nothing gets touched.
I was doing my
Obviously,
job.
this guy's trying to do his job, and he's totally confused. And this guy is just like, "Hey, get away from the scene. Hey, you filming? Get back up and away from the bleachers." This dude walks right in. After Charlie Kirk's bloodstained chairs on the floor, he stands right on and gets the memory card and switches it out, boys. Let's see if they got the zip ties on that one. But when patterns emerge, like testifying, routinely false testimony, it exposes institutional crimes more profoundly than isolated evidence, as it erodes public trust and prompts reforms. While evidence convicts, false statements convict the system itself. This was brought to you by a prison gang production known as the Prisoners of War.
Whoa! Whoa! She eating booty like it's now.